May peace prevail on earth. What a wonderful prayer. Peace, as defined by the dictionary, can mean several things, including the normal, non-warring condition of a nation, group of nations, or the world, a state of mutual harmony between people or groups, especially in personal relations, a state or condition conducive to, proceeding from, or characterized by tranquility. These are just a few of the meanings of world peace. But what of peace in our time, in our society, in our life? What does peace mean to you? Unfortunately, to a large number of people, the word peace represents a nice idea, something that's very great. But, they say, it's not a realistic idea. Peace is seen as a utopian fantasy, a nice goal to strive for, but in reality, an unattainable goal. This worldwide view has dominated the thinking of societies all across the globe. This worldview is found in governments, in universities, and in the homes of everyday people. The prevailing thought, it seems, is that far from peace being a human ability, a natural state of things, rather, peace is opposed to human nature. Time and time again it has been said that humankind's natural tendencies are war, hate, and greed, human nature as they call it. Now, an honest examination of history clearly does show that time and time again humans have committed horrible things. The history of the numerous wars, of genocide, racism, anti-Semitism, the various social phobias, slavery, the second-class status of women, corruption, the list goes on, and it really does seem that these things are true human nature. But is this really the case? The Baha'i publication, The Promise of World Peace, rightfully proclaims, dispassionately examined, the evidence reveals that such conduct, far from expressing man's true self, represents a distortion of the human spirit. And what of the great prophets? What did they teach? Jesus of Nazareth, called by Christians the Prince of Peace, taught, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." He regularly taught such notions. Once he was questioned, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" To which he replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and all the prophets hang on these two commandments." From Shakyamuni Buddha, we're told, "Better than 1,000 hollowed words is one word that brings peace." The Buddha endured many trials, including several assassination attempts by his cousin. Yet at all times, he was a perfect example of peace, always responding with compassion. Abdul Baha'i wrote, "I charge you all that each one of you concentrate all the thoughts of your heart on love and unity. When a thought of war comes, oppose it with a stronger thought of peace. A thought of hatred must be destroyed by a more powerful thought of love." These are just 3 divine prophets that I've quoted. There are numerous other examples of messengers who have preached the same message. Love others, peace is the goal. Moses, Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Baha'u'llah, Uncle Daijan, Gandhi, Zoroaster. Any study of their teaching and the teachings of other prophets clearly shows that each, despite the many differences that they had, indeed had a number of similarities. All taught to love one another, to refrain from gossip, not to take part in murder or hate, all of them. But the most noticeable and most important thing that they all had in common was their teachings about love. That God is love and that love brings peace. No, peace is more than the absence of war. Peace is justice. It is racial and gender unity and equality. Peace means a clean earth, a planet free of nuclear weapons, racism, hatred, a happy world family. To sum it up, peace is love. And love is doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. The golden rule which is found in all the faiths of the world. Folks, greed, hate, war, these things are far from the natural state of the human spirit. And we are doing ourselves, and indeed all living things, the entire earth, a great harm by embracing this worldview. All over the world, in all the countries, and all the churches and temples, in all the tribes and cultures of humanity, people want peace. They're tired of war. They're tired of hate. They're simply tired. Despite their differences, the different languages and colors, they all want peace. But because so many believe that aggression, corruption, and greed are how humans naturally act, we cast aside the hope that so many have of the truth that peace is possible. We tell ourselves it's simply not human nature to have peace. For those of us engaged in peace work, whether it be disarmament, UNICEF, working to end social and economic injustices, combating environmental destruction, whatever it may be, well, we're aware of the huge obstacles we face. Peace activists, far from being utopian idealists, we work in reality. The only fantasy is that humans can achieve peace. Now, you know the saying, never underestimate the power of a small group of committed people to change the world. In fact, it is the only thing that ever has. Well, in our case, this quote could apply, except for the fact that the majority of the people in the world want peace. Only a small group of people do not. Therefore, how much more can we, as a human family, accomplish? In closing, I wish to say that the prayer, "May peace prevail on earth," will indeed one day cease to be a hope of humanity and become a reality. When that day arrives, the new prayer will be, "May peace always prevail on earth." It is our birthright, and indeed it is our future. Peace to all of you.